Welcome down the middle podcast, battlers. Joel and H. Made 2 episodes this week. We're going the double. We had the special the other day. I'm buzzing off the back of that.
Yeah, mate, I'm buzzing as well. We got great feedback from the listeners as well, especially obviously from Richard. Once again, shout out to him. Much appreciated time. Before we sort of went, you know what, if we can get half an hour, maybe 40 minutes of a podcast out,
We were going to be
absolutely
stoked.
wrapped. But that turned into, I think, about 68 minutes, I think it was. So yeah, it was great to hear the stories of sort of from younger coming through. You don't have to be this hot shot,
Yeah.
from a young age, to make it nationally, and then to be able to do that as a full-time job. Talk about LIV, how we like come down to Australia. Obviously, it makes it a lot easier. And yeah, I think I'm pretty surprised of how well it went. I think
He was a ledge. And, to give a bit of backstory, we sort of said to him, oh, mate, just double checking, we're going to put this on YouTube. We're going to put this on Spotify. We'll pump it onto our socials. Can we tag you in it? Blah, blah. He goes, yeah, mate, go for it. No worries. All good. Yep. Chuck it on. No, I'm happy to do it. Yeah. All good. We were going, H and I are like trying to act cool in front of the camera.
Yeah,
But nah, he was one of the all-time. We were just talking about, obviously, as well, we'll talk about LIV in a minute, but who our favourites are. There's a certain someone that's climbed up the ranks more recently. So no, he was a ledge, and like you said, the listeners, mate, the listeners are giving us a bit of good feedback too. Thank you to those guys that did message us and whatever and listened, and yeah, so it's pretty cool. It was cool. So I think we're gonna look to do that a couple more times, aren't we, H? I liked it. It was a bit different, just rather than just me and you sitting down and chatting.
100%. And you sort of obviously it's cool because you wouldn't think we definitely didn't think at the start of this that would be speaking to a professional golfer, let alone an actual sort of LIV golfer. You know what I mean? Sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty cool, and definitely we'll see what we can do with. Obviously, not everyone's touchable.
Yeah.
Put it that
We won't
way,
get everyone.
But, yeah, but no, we'll definitely try our hardest, and like where we said when I sort of put it out there for Richard to go, you know what, if he says no, fair enough. We keep trucking along, keep talking to ourselves, and then see what happens.
But yeah. Anyway, look, and we've also said a couple of times we've got some ideas, we've got some things not quite in motion yet, but things that are written down, and some ideas in our heads and whatnot. So there's more to come. There's more to come if you stick with us. And for any new listeners, stick with us because we've got some more things that we want to do, especially around golf, but even branching away from just golf and rugby league as well. So anyway, let's obviously off the back of Rich, we've got LIV Adelaide this week. H. I loved listening to Richard talk about the Grange Golf Club down in Adelaide. Like,
it looks hard.
It looks friggin' hard. But for him being from the UK, he was also talking about the Aussie supporters. We see it all on social media and stuff, and they obviously pick the best bits to put on social media. They put the best bits to put onto TV. But he was pretty genuine when he was talking about the Aussie fans and how good, pardon me, 2023 was. I reckon it's going to be pretty big this weekend.
Oh, I reckon it's going to be like last year was nothing. I think with more couple new players, and just obviously a year to grow it. Everyone sort of looked at it last year and went. I think people sort of sat back maybe a little bit and went, right, yeah, let's see how it goes. And next year, just ramp it up by 10. And I think definitely they put more tickets on sale again, and then they went straight away. So like people are definitely sold on it. Sorry.
I reckon Johnny Rahm boosts 2024, ginormously. Again, Richard spoke about how nice of a guy he is. He's a crowd favorite. He was, world number one at one stage. I think there's going to be a heap of Aussies. I think also maybe like the Aussies, I suppose like me and you, we like him. You know, you sort of relate to him. He's not a Rory. He's not controversial. He's pretty down to earth. He's just, he seems like, he seems like a bit of a battler type. So I think the Aussies will like that. And yeah, mate, we've got to lock in 2025 in the calendar if they're coming back to Adelaide. You know what? I almost think that they might add another Aussie stop. You've obviously got to get some clubs to be willing, because I know that was obviously the talks before Adelaide, but I reckon that there'd be a chance of adding another stop.
Yeah, and I think you can probably rule out Sydney and Melbourne. I don't think they will do it just because of the PGA factor. Unfortunately, I wish Sydney would, but I think some of the top clubs.
Melbourne would be the big get if they could get something on the sandbelt down there in Melbourne.
I just don't think they would, though.
Yeah, I think they're a bit too hoity-toity. They're a bit too pretentious to freaking give it up from. But like, yeah, I don't know. But
I think Brisbane would, where they sometimes do. I think is it the Brisbane?
The PGA they take to Brisbane to Kalinga Waters and that sort of thing. I think Kalinga, something like that. Coimbra.
That or Perth. I think they're the two places that you would probably.
I would imagine Perth would be the next one, because they've held the ISPS Honda events and the Super 6 events, and those they're sort of a little bit of the different and exciting events that the Aussie PGA is doing.
Yeah, they do. They do the US. They've got the USC deal. They've got the WWE deal now as well. Like, you know what I mean? They've already done pay-per-view there. I think they sort of step away from. Obviously, no one's going to come out for NRL or that AFL and stuff like that. So they go for more of the worldwide sports. They sort of try and grab, and they are a bit closer to the world as well, a little bit. Probably makes it a little bit easier.
Well, probably at least like the European side. The European side, it's
5 hours kind of thing off it.
Yeah, well, I think it's only about 18 hours. I think you can go straight to England from Perth.
Yeah, I think it's Perth to London, I think, or Heathrow.
Yeah.
But anyway,
2025, we will be there covering.
100%. We could even get into the press. Get a press.
Richard said he'd sort us out, so you best
mate,
believe battlers will be messaging him.
I'll take the cleanest ticket off him, mate, just to get there.
Mate, I will pick up rubbish. I will pick up rubbish if I have to, just to walk around. So anyway,
definitely. Well, obviously it kicks off Friday, mate. Good time. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 3 rounds for us. I think it is 9 a.m. I don't think they've actually done official time yet.
I think Richard was saying it might have been 11:30. So it'll be 11 for us. Is that right?
Maybe 12.
Oh,
12 for us.
12. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. Midday. That's all right. That's okay. Channel 7 will be covering it. You can watch it on the LIV app too, I think. But
100%.
Midday's not too bad. You'll be able to, for you'll be able to catch a couple of holes in the afternoon.
I'll watch it during lunch and then take a little break getting home, and then hopefully watching the last 5 holes.
And then Saturday you'll be able to watch it after golf. Sunday. Whatever. You just watch it in the afternoon while the footy's on. Yeah. Beautiful. 100%. There's been a fair bit of social media. They're pumping it up the last couple of days. Mate, I shared to our story, Leishman putting hole and putts with a coffee in his hand. We watched before our interview on Monday, bloody Cam Smith chipping out of the bunker to a tee. What's your thoughts on who goes well this week?
Oh, mate, I feel like I think this is sort of how it got voted the best event in the world as well. I think all the boys turned up this week, sort of like
ready
to go. It's pretty hard because some of them have had a bit of a disappointing Masters 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
And so obviously, if you look at that, you probably go Cam Smith technically was the best player in form coming into it.
Yep.
But I don't even know who the defending champion is. Should know that, shouldn't I? I know four races. I know the four races of the team, but
Let's have a little look. How do we find that?
definitely should have.
Past seasons. That's right. We just got it here. Past seasons. I'm looking at London. Bear with us.
Yeah, this poor form. Taylor Gooch.
Ah, that was when he went on his little run, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there you go. Mate, I'm going to back. Oh, Jesus, I don't know. There's so many good choices. I don't know.
Have you thought about it before right now? Have you done a Shane on us and not prepped?
A little bit. You know what? Yeah, I'll go Brooks Koepka to win. Our man Richard Bland top 10.
Yeah, nice.
Then I will go the Crushers as the team victor.
Crushers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, I've got the Masters leaderboard up here. Look, Cam Smith was the best. Oh no, with Bryson DeChambeau, were the best of the Masters at 2 under. And obviously DeChambeau had that great first round and then sort of went backwards a little bit. Patrick Reed he come tied 12th with
Yeah.
1 over, and then there was a bit of space between him and like Wakaneemian at 4 over. We go further and you've got to go a fair way before you find anyone else.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I like Cam Smith. I think Cam Smith, his overall performance at the Masters was just slightly better than DeChambeau. DeChambeau, his putting, as we spoke about in rounds 2, 3, and 4, he got lost. Looking at some of the greens, I don't think they're going to be Augusta quality, but they look fast. They look treacherous. If DeChambeau's gone away over the last couple of weeks and done some head work, he's got his head sorted and he's sorted the putter out, I think he'll be dangerous. But I'm tipping Smithy's going to be up there in the top 3. I am going to be barracking for Richard Bland, our man, and the Cleeks.
100%.
But I'm not really sold on who will win. But my bet probably would have been DeChambeau or Smith. I think the way they played, both DeChambeau sort of going backwards and Cam Smith having solid rounds at the Masters, I think they'll be able to take that into this weekend more than anyone else. I don't think anyone else really give himself a kick up the arse to win this week, because you should have been trying to win the Masters, let's be honest. But I think Cammy looks good. His short game looks good. I reckon he's a real good chance. And I think DeChambeau, probably you'll see those two in a top 3 finish. There you go.
Yeah, nice. And who's your team?
I'm going to go the Cleeks.
You're going to go the Cleeks? Very nice.
I'm a Cleeks man. I'm going to get a hat. Hats are like, I looked them up. The hats are about $80 for a Cleeks hat. $160 for a hoodie. So, Rich, if you're listening to this episode, mate, sort us out.
100%.
Anyway.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'll be watching all of it.
Yeah,
I can.
I'll be trying to be watching as much as I can. Definitely.
Beautiful.
Especially the party hole.
Oh, I tell you what, Richard said it the other day. Geez, I hope there's a hole in one on the party hole.
Yeah. There was one. And it was Chase
Koepka last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Mark Leishman.
Did it. Oh, I wouldn't even have a clue who's going to hit a hole in one. One of them. That's what I know. But mate, would you change your walkout song from last year? You can't go the same one.
I went something pretty heavy last year, I think.
you got criticised for it a bit as well.
Yeah, a couple of people had to go at me. Look, I'm gonna change it a little bit. I would be picking something from a country boy. I'm gonna pick something from Hardy. I've just lost the name of it though. Hardy's most recent album was a bit country, but a bit hardcore.
Okay.
So I would be going. It's called Truck Bed. Truck Bed. Look it up, Battlers. It's his best song at the moment. I just had a mental blank. It's his number one song on Spotify. But yes, I'd be changing. I think last year I went a little bit too heavy, so I'll just rein it back a little bit, go a bit country. I think that'll get the Aussie Battlers down there in Adelaide a bit fired up. What about you? Are you going to go Queen like Rich?
No, I'm not going to go Queen. I'm just trying to actually. I'm going to.
You probably want some hard style or something.
No.
Also, you've got me onto the Coca-Cola, mate. After Monday, I've gone and bought some vanilla Coke. How good?
Oh, vanilla Coke is the best.
Yeah, I'd never liked it. Leah likes it, so I'm like, yeah, I'll buy some. It's so good.
No, mate. I'm going to stick to my nice Australian classic sort of theme song or sort of national anthem. I'm going to go Men at Work.
Down
wow.
under?
Yeah, is it Down Under?
Yeah.
I was like, hang on, it's not Down Under. Yeah, Down Under.
Yeah, I think so. Isn't it? I'll do it. I'll do a check here. Yeah, it is. Oh, I type in down into Spotify. What comes up first, Battlers? Down the Middle podcast. Hello. Yeah, Down Under, Men at Work. There you go.
Yeah, okay,
yeah, you can go with that. And then hit a shank into the crowd.
Hold on, one. Yep. So yeah, yeah. But no, definitely looking forward to watching it. We love when the Stars are down here in Australia, as we say. It doesn't happen as much as it should. But I will criticise John Rahm for a little bit, actually, for a second here.
Go on.
He said
Hit us.
He said that it's a shame that the Australian sort of lost its golfing sort of from the PGA sort of ban. I said, well, how? Okay, I'm like, you know what? That's all well and good saying that. How about you come down and play the Australian Open and the Australian PGA this year then? How about instead of just saying it when you're in Australia in Adelaide, how about you come down at a different time and play the two events?
Yeah, you know what? I saw that, and now that you say it, I didn't necessarily think about it that way, but I saw that quote where he said, I wish the PGA had have put more events or made it more enticing to come down to Oz. You know what? You can still put your name down for the Aussie Open or the Aussie PGA.
They won't accept you. They won't say no.
And you know what else you can do is not make the New South Wales government, when it's the Aussie Open, have to pay you $60 million just to come for you to win $400,000 or whatever it's worth. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure when like when Jordan Spieth come down and when Tiger come down, holy dooly, weren't we paying?
I think they paid 12 mil for Tiger that 1 year, didn't they?
Paying through the roof. Like, I get it, and I'm sure they made their money back. But how about you just come down and play golf out of the goodwill of your heart, being the world number one or in the top 10 world golf rankings? How about you just come down and probably win, so get a bit of cash in your bank.
Yeah.
Play a couple of rounds of golf, sign some autographs, and have a good time, and 100%. make it fun for the fans. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about it like that, but I think you're dead right there, H.
I think just actually don't just say words. I feel like they just say it because they're down under. Trying to get
absolutely. Oh, mate, I love the country. It's so good. Geez, I wish there was more events here when I was playing. Yeah. You could have come.
100%. 100%. So there we go. But no, very excited to watch it.
I'll put on the Spotify. There will be a question on there. So when you listen to the episode, Battlers, I often put poll questions or questions to answer. A couple of people have been answering, which is nice. I do look at them every week, so don't think I don't. But I want to hear your walkout song. What would your song be? You got to walk onto the tee, what do you want to walk out to?
Onto
That'll
the
be on
12th.
there. Onto the party hole. What do you want to walk out to?
Yep.
So that'll be on there.
And we'll say the best one next week on the episode as well.
Nice. I like that.
There you go. More incentive.
H, your segment.
It is my segment, mate. I have another week down and another week of career paths in the NRL world, stepping into our second favourite sport. Mate, again, this week I've got...
What am I? 6 from 8?
6 from 8, yep.
Give the battlers an update. 6 from 8. You reckon you got 2 hard ones for me?
I got 3. They're not too hard, but I think you got to use your thinking cap just a little bit, not overthink it.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll give a quick shout out. There was one listener who messaged me the last 2 weeks actually about the career paths and telling me who he got and who he didn't, or if he beat me or didn't. So thank you to that listener. Let us know, battlers. Are you beating me or not?
Very nice. Rightio. Well, I'm going to start off with the first one, mate. He started his career in 2008 at the St. George Dragons.
2008. Okay, at the Dragons. Good.
2008 to 2013. So I'll go, 2008 to 2013.
Yep.
Um,
Premiership winner.
120 games.
Okay, so he played a fair bit. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Then he moved on to the Sharks in 2014 to 2019.
Matt Pryor.
Oh, yeah. Well done. Very nice. Very nice. I didn't know. That's why
No one will beat me with that. No one will beat me with that.
Yeah,
surely.
I didn't want to say premiership winners until the end.
I already knew. 2010, he's won a premiership.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was going to say 120 games to see, or like, is it actually, would he play them? And so, yeah, very nice, mate. 7 from 8.
7 from 8? 7 from 9.
7 from 9, sorry.
Don't give me too much. Don't give me too much.
Now, the second player, mate, he started his career at the Canberra Raiders in 2003 to 2008.
Mm.
Played 47 games. And then he moved to the St. George Dragons 2009 to 2013.
Dukes.
Oh,
shit.
Played 93
That's
games.
too early.
93 games for the Dragons. And then he played 1 year for Hull KR in England. He played 24 games for them, and then he retired.
Raiders, Dragons, Hull.
He played 4 games for New South Wales from 2009 to 2010.
While he was at the Dragons. Is that right? 2009, 2010?
Yep.
Went from the Raiders to the Dragons.
He played 1 game for Australia in 2010.
Front rower? Oh, you're only allowed to give me 2 tips. Maybe don't. Who else? So hang on. Started at Canberra.
Went to the Dragons.
2003 to 2008.
Yep.
2009 to 2013, did you say?
Yep.
And he played about 90 games at the Dragons.
93.
Canberra. Who did we sign from Canberra? And he played for New South Wales.
4 games.
Only 4 games. Jeez, I'm going to need a tip. Jeez, I hate when I don't get a Dragon.
Right, I'm going to give you this tip, but then you're only going to get one more answer at it because you can't, because then it narrows it down.
Okay, yeah, go on.
He did play in the 2010 grand final. So he was in the 1 to 17.
It's not helping me right now. I just had a mind blank who we signed from Canberra.
Okay, he's a forward
Yeah,
and
I'm
that's your,
thinking he was a forward.
so that's your final, and then you only get one more guess before, because then I can't really give you. I got no more other clues for you.
Must be like Mick Wayman or something. No, he
Oh,
went and played
you
for someone
got
else.
it.
Is it?
I,
There you go. The
I thought it was
horse. Horse, they called him.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. There you go. I'm a bit disappointed in myself with that one.
I thought you might have got that one a
I
little
just,
bit quicker.
I couldn't, if it wasn't Dukes, but Dugan must have come later than that. Did he? No, he won the premiership at fullback, I think. But I just couldn't think who came from Canberra. And I was thinking it had to be a forward. Mick
Yeah,
Wayman. There you go. Anyway, right at the
right.
end. Oh,
Right.
someone might get that quicker than me.
Eight from 10.
Pretty happy with.
Now, mate, moving on to the last one. He started his career at the St. George Dragons in 2002 to 2004, but he played 67 games. So
In 3 years, so he played everything.
he
2002 to 2004. Okay.
and then he moved on to Manly in 2005 to 2013, played 221 games. Then he played for Penrith in 2014 to 2015, playing 25 games. He had 2 games in the city versus country. He played for the New South Wales Blues 10 times, 10 games.
Feel like Jamie Lyon or something.
Not Jamie Lyon, no.
Did he even? I don't even know.
So he's played 5 games for Tonga in 2000 to 2013, but he's also played for Australia 5 games from 2006 to 2008.
Jeez.
And
He's a manly
when
player.
I actually looked this bloke up, I never knew he played for Tonga. So that surprised me.
Manly player. Up until 2013.
So he was a premiership winner as well.
Yes, he would have been.
He would have been
Is that 2 premierships? So they win in 09 and 12 or something?
they won 08,
Oh, wait.
08 and 12.
I think
Thank
so.
you.
Something like that. Oh, this one's killing me. Give me
He's
a
a forward.
position. He's
He's a forward.
a freaking forwards. Forwards are forgettable. Forwards are forgettable.
Surprisingly, I don't think this bloke's forgettable. I think if you don't get it and I say it,
I'll be kicking myself.
you won't be kicking yourself, but you might sort of go,
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Oh man, playing for Tonga and then you saying that you never knew he played for Tonga. That's really shot me.
well, because when I actually say who it is, you'll be like, you'd be a bit surprised, I think, with
Because
what
what? So he doesn't look like a guy that would play for Tonga. Is that what you're telling me?
he doesn't look like a guy that would play for Tonga. No.
Okay, all right, that's helping, not helping. I got nothing. I've gone blank. The more you gave me there, it made it too hard. I've gone blank. Give me a name.
Brett Kite.
Oh, yeah, right.
He doesn't look like the bloke that would play for Tonga, does he?
Well, no. How many games did he play for Australia?
5. 5 for Tonga. 5 for. I thought he played a lot more for Australia.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, Brett. Sorry, Kitey. My bad.
Yeah. So there you go. You go up to 8 from 11.
I'll take that. If anyone's doing better than 8 from 11, let me know because I'm not a massive NRL player like know-it-all. So I'm actually pretty impressed with myself right now. I know you've given me a couple of layups, a couple of easy ones, but still, I'm pretty impressed with myself right now.
No, I'm actually impressed because I go, I can't just go hard ones. And to tell you the truth, it's actually getting hard to think of players now. I'm sort of sitting there. I'm
See,
like,
because
oh,
that's the other thing. You've got to know the player because you've got to look them
I've
up.
got to come up with them. I'm just like, but then you got to try and pick someone that's been to at least 2 or 3 clubs.
Yeah, yeah.
Is known but not known. Like, you know what I mean? Sort of just,
No,
yeah,
I like this is good. This must be surely battlers. Surely you like this. This is good, I reckon.
got to be. Absolutely got to be.
Um, let's look at last week. Last week there was a couple of good games last week, a couple of upsets in round 7. Lots of points in a few games too. Some very lopsided results. My tipping, I think I got 6. What did you get?
Got 5.
5. Oh, okay. There you go. Game number 1 while we're recording, Roosters Storm. Storm ended up winning. We picked that. 18-12, won by 6. I think we both actually said that too. We went all right there. Nothing too special. Nothing too special. Just Storm got the job done, as we expected. The first game on Friday, Dragons, Warriors, Dragons, the upset. And you know what? I tipped them.
No, you didn't. You tipped the Warriors.
No, I didn't. I might have on the pod, but I ended up tipping them.
Oh, okay. Well done.
I think I was messaging you saying I think I should change, not knowing that I had already tipped them in the app.
Oh, okay. So that's yeah.
And that tells me I just wanted them to win, and they did. They played unreal.
Yeah. Well, mate, obviously Lomax doesn't care anymore because he goes, you know what? I'm your best player.
He's like, I'm just going to be the best on ground.
Tell you what, I don't know. Each week it goes by. I think the Dragons sort of looking at each other and going, "Haven't we made a mistake?" But obviously, things have been in place for a little while to go. It might not be repairable. Doesn't matter who was the coach, like we sort of said last week.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Dragons are in red hot form, mate. And
there was talks of a backflip. I haven't seen anything more of that though after last week. I'm hoping before the whatever deadline. I don't know if it's May or if it's June, but geez, I wouldn't hate a backflip.
Yeah, I don't think it would happen though. I think
I'm not going to hold my breath.
No, definitely not.
But look, a lot of media about the Dragons looking as good as 2010. I'll leave it at that. But I'm just saying that's what the media is saying. Hey, it's not me. I'm just telling you what I've seen this week. The second game on Friday up at Darwin, a huge upset. Did not see this one coming. Dolphins 44 over the Eels 16. Mate, Eels just, well, they went into the sheds at half time and
8-4.
forgot to come out. Brad Arthur was not impressed.
I think he might be moved into the first coach to be sacked this year. I don't see how he's not under pressure.
Look, the Eels are coming 14th. I know it's round 8 this week. They're coming 14th. That's not much chop, mate. Like 7 games in, you've only got 16 left. Like you're a third of the way in. You'd want to be sitting better than 14th. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Especially when the Dolphins come in third, like friggin' hell. Gutho might be moved to 5'8" this week or next week, maybe.
Well, I don't know.
They've named some young fella this week.
Leave it there, and then that young fella we'll talk about when we do the preview. But yeah, mate, Parramatta, I think they got tight in that second half. I don't like people going, oh, it's the humidity weather. I'm like, well, guess what? 2 teams are playing in that.
Who else was playing in the humid? The Dolphins had to do the same thing.
Exactly.
That's a piss poor excuse.
Yeah, and I think I don't know when it starts to look up for Parramatta either. I think they might struggle for a little bit.
Yeah, I am. Oh, look, I'm not looking to back them anytime soon. Really, it's going to be a lot for me to go with them. But anyway, Saturday game out at Bathurst. not surprising. Panthers 22, West Tigers 6. Tigers didn't have a whole lot. They looked.
They just didn't take their opportunities.
Yeah.
Like they're not the Tigers of old. I'll give them that. They've actually improved.
Oh, they're
But,
better.
Yeah, they're better, but still don't take their chances. You're not. You got to put the points on the board when you got it, because you're not going to get chances for every set, nearly every taking game. So. But Penrith looked good without Cleary.
Yeah.
Alamotti try on debut as well. Fisher Harris getting a try after obviously what went through with him last week of going to the Warriors next year.
Yep.
And your boy River, mate, just keeps scoring. Try after try after try.
He is on fire. If you're looking for someone to put into a multi, he's only paying about $1.50 at the moment.
Yeah.
He could score a try. Anyway, interesting game. The second one on Saturday.
I nearly
Titans.
picked it.
What do you mean?
Because I went. I said the Titans will win.
Oh, you went the Titans. Well, no, they didn't. They lost 30-34, and they stay at the bottom of the ladder, mate. So you didn't pick it. You nearly did, but you didn't.
Well, that's why I said nearly picked it. Thank you.
A lot of points in that game. It was looking. What do you take away from that if you're the Seagulls? Like you've scored 6 tries and only won by a friggin' 4 points.
Yep.
It's not real good.
No, it's not. I think Manly, they're a tough one to read because they're not going to score 34 points each week, but I can see them giving up 30 points each week though. I don't know. It's just I'm not quite sure what. There's not a big problem there. I think it's not that hard of a fix. I think they just need to fix up some little things between some players and their positioning. But
they've obviously got to fix up their defense.
But because you look at it, and Titans weren't really able to score many points in the first sort of 5 rounds, and then round 6 and 7 they've scored points over 20 over 20 now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're sort of starting to hit form or not form, but sort of just getting into their stride. But yeah, I had Manly in 5th, and I'm a bit worried about that. Yeah.
David Fafita scored a try. I like seeing that. He's got to come and find some form. Like good decision too. I think that they'll play a lot better for having Fafita on the field, especially with no Tino. So, look, we'll see how they go. But yeah, Seagulls wasn't convincing enough for me at the moment.
No.
It's not what they needed. But anyway, well, it is what they needed. They needed 2 points, but they needed to probably win a little bit better. Unsurprising, the Broncos winning 34-10 for the Raiders. I got a little multi up in that game, which I was pretty happy with Reece Walsh and Xavier Savage both scoring and Broncos winning. Lots of points again, though. 34 points. We've got another 6 tries there. Trouble for the Raiders or just good from the Bronx? I think just good from the Bronx.
I think good from the Bronx. I think Fogarty getting injured, I'm not quite sure when he got injured. I think that might have didn't help. But I think we sort of said it, what, Raiders have been good. But when they come up against these better sides, they might struggle a little bit. But
yeah,
I think it's more just Broncos ticking along.
Yep. Then Sunday, two games left on Sunday.
Wow.
First one, the Knights. I need to really put my hand up here and just go, I'm an idiot for putting Knights as first. They're shit. They're shit. And they're getting worse. They've just lost Ponga with a Liz Frank injury. They pulled the wool over, obviously our eyes, but lots of people's eyes last year. Yep. And look, they could still go on a run and win friggin' 10 in a row, but they're not going to.
No, not with that Ponga.
Yeah, They still haven't worked out what they're doing with the halves. The
They pulled.
Saifidi brothers are doing sweet FA in the forwards. Like,
Well, the problem is, right, so they named Cogger at 5'8" or halfback, whatever they give him. And then they sort of realised halfway through the week, sorry, that we're going to need a bigger body in the middle. Oh, so let's just bring Gamble in.
yeah,
They said they only brought Gamble in because they thought he was a bit better defensive. That's a kick in the guts. I'm sorry,
yeah,
but you should not be getting pulled from an NRL team just
halfway through the
because
week.
put him on the bench
Yep.
or just name Gamble. You go, we did it because we think this is better. Not halfway through the week when you go, oh fuck.
You should know that by Tuesday.
100%. It's not like you get told who you're versing 5 days in advance. You've got the whole draw in front of you. You know who you're versing, when you're
Absolutely.
versing, what they are capable of.
And you have a pretty good idea of who the opposition's going to name, especially when it comes to the forward pack. If everyone's fit, you know who's going to.
Yeah.
It's well, the Knights are the only people that are still freaking chopping and changing their halves. Let's put it that way. Oh, and the Titans, but like, that's shit house, and that's crap for Cogger too, who's played fantastic footy last year. He's been brought to the club that already had two halves lined up to play, and then they do that to him. Like, I wouldn't be happy.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't be either. But the Dogs played really good. They took advantage of the situation there with Ponga being injured and then moving Gamble back to fullback. They exploited it.
Yeah.
Dogs starting to find a little bit of form, but I don't know.
I don't know if they can hold up against some of the better teams.
They won't hold up against better teams, but I don't know if it's just good form against the shit teams and it sort of fools a little bit of people.
Might have just been opportunistic, maybe.
Yeah. So
they got the bye this week, so
and then they got the Tigers. So
that's probably good. It's probably good. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I'll probably Connor Tracy, pretty good. Two try assists and a fair bit of involvement at fullback. He looked all right.
Yep.
Bit of loss for the Sharkies, maybe. I think we said that at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Anyway, can only have so many people in your roster.
Exactly right.
Speaking of the Sharkies, top of the table, up, Cronulla, 42-6, mate. An absolute thrashing, 7 tries to 1. And the great Val Holmes, instead of the great Reece Robson, scores a try for the Cowboys. Thank you for that tip, H.
I did.
You did say Val after.
No. I said it before. Thank you very much.
Oh, you did too, actually. And then you talked about Reece Robson, and I like backing a number 9. So that sucked me in. Anyway, Braden Trindle, very good until he
Monday afternoon. Yeah.
Did a bit of silly business on the roads. Yeah. He is a muppet. He is an absolute muppet. So is he stood down like indefinitely now, or?
Yep. Stood down immediately until everything's cleared up.
That's really disappointing.
One of the boys today, good listener, Baden. I sort of said, obviously if it does come to a light that he does test positive for drug use, people were saying he should get sacked. I don't think so, because this is the way I'm going to look at it is, so I think it was last year, the year before, when Harry Grant, Cam Munster were in that hotel room, the video came out and they had stuff on the table and they only got 1 game. So I'm going, you know what? He's got double the limit on a suspended license. With something like this, I think 6 to 8 games would be sufficient. A suspension, or maybe if the Sharks go, you're going to sit out for the rest of the year. I don't know how, because it's a tough one.
So if I get done speeding, I'll just get a speeding fine. I lose some points. If you get done DUI, whether that be drunk or drugs, that a criminal offence?
Yeah. Well,
I think that's a little bit worse. I think that then becomes a criminal offence because you've got to go to court for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah or no? I don't know.
Well, technically they could have went to court, but
Because I'm just thinking that there's a number of roles, there's a number of jobs. You know, I think about my own job. If I got done DUI
yeah, you've got
or drug, like I've got to report that to my employer. Like that's the agreement that I've signed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I you know I don't know. I don't know. Sacking him, Look, there's a heap of blokes that have done worse. But you're
yeah,
right. You know, 6 to 8 games. It's probably got to be a fair whack on
yeah,
him because it's suspended license, drunk, potentially on drugs. Like it's very, very bad. And it's
yeah,
the biggest thing that the NRL will argue is it's so bad for the game.
yeah.
It's
Bringing that
so
number
bad
over
for the
or whatever.
image. Yeah, silly.
Well,
Very,
if
very silly.
they come out and go, mate, you got to sit the season out, no worries. And he will obviously they've got to take it on the chin, going, I got no one else to blame. Like you can't. But at the end of the day, and the problem is, I think he was one of our best performing players, and that's what hurts. I go,
But he played really well on
he's played
Sunday.
better this year than Hines, and I'm just like, and
But you know what?
we don't need this. We need a six.
How old is he? Is he only a young fella?
I don't think he's a young fella. I think he's maybe late 20s, early 30s. I'd probably say 27, 28 would be my guess. But
Just having a look, Batlers. But like, should know better, mate. Born in 1999. He's a young fella. He's 24.
okay,
Turns 25 this year. But you know, he's you could still put him as being a young fella. Like he's just got a little bit too big for his boots. He's got a bit excited, and he's run the risk. You should know better. The NRL do enough education, and there's enough friggin' just normal information out there that you should know not to do that. But he's just run the risk, and he's come up short. So, no. Mulatalo looks fantastic, though, if we talk about another Sharks player. And that young winger, Stone Street, he looked all right, too.
Yep, scored on debut.
Who did he come in to replace? Who's your other winger?
Sione Katoa. He was suspended for the 1 week. So Bang came in, scored a try. He's been through the grades, mate. He's been playing good for the Newtown Jets in the New South Wales Cup.
Yep.
And as I've said, sort of, I think I've mentioned a couple of times, these boys are that they get their chance and they actually take it.
Yeah.
In previous years, when Sharkies have brought people up and they haven't taken the chance, it's been a bit disappointing. But I don't know if it's now Fitzy's there. He's got him a bit more involved in the preseason and stuff like that. Instead of
maybe Fitzy's just picking a better replacement.
Yeah, and picking and sticking with Iro.
He's good. He's good.
You
called that.
Like you don't become the best player in New South Wales Cup
for no reason.
You know what I mean? Like, and
he's good.
I want him to play because he comes off contract at the end of this year, and I'm like, he will leave if you don't play him. Like it's just simple as that.
He will get snapped up. He might not want to leave, but he will get snapped up.
Yeah.
If I'm the Dragons, I'd be making him an offer.
Yeah.
He can come and play.
Wouldn't have to be that expensive either.
No, he could go and he could. We got Lomax leaving. He might want to play on the wing, or he could play in the centres. I might move Bird again. There's options there. Yeah.
And also, mate, and then moving away, unfortunately, Dale Finucane announcing his retirement as well from too many head knocks. Got medical advice to just give it away, unfortunately, I think.
Great career from Dale, though. Yeah. And one of the good guys, too.
100%. 2-time premiership winner with the Storm. The only positive from it comes with is we got one less headache now with Adam Fanua-Blake coming in next year. We got one less forward.
One less headache. Nice. Yeah, that's a real way to send him off, isn't it? Did you hear that, Battlers? One less headache.
I didn't even click on that.
You're a prick. The poor bloke.
But yeah, it makes it a little bit easier now. We sort of
bit of salary cap, but also one less forward to have to put into the rotation. Yeah, you're right. So,
So, yeah.
and I'll tell you what, Adam Fanua-Blake, he just keeps looking. Even in a losing side last week, he looked good.
Oh,
He's going to be unreal for the Sharks.
I hope he brings it over. I really do.
I think he will.
I think he will too.
I think he likes playing footy. I think he likes playing footy the way he does too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. Mate, we're going to move on to the second best segment. I'll call it that because, I can't say it's better
Yours
than
is
mine.
good. All right. Who am I? You ready?
I am ready.
All right. Born in Brisbane, 1974.
Oh my God. So he's what, 26? He's 50 this year.
Turns 50 this year. I've played at 2 NRL clubs. Started my career in 1993. Finished my career in 2009. A long career. I've played for Australia, Queensland, and one game for the Indigenous All-Stars. Also played for the Queensland Reds and the New South Wales Waratahs.
Who am I? Carmichael Hunt?
Not quite. Not quite. No. Also had a stint for the Wallabies as well. He's played for Australia in both rugby league and rugby union.
Wow.
I'm a winger. Not helping.
No, not helping at all.
First club I played for was the Brisbane Broncos. Before I went to Union.
Not Lottie Dakiri like last week.
It's not Lottie. No, I wouldn't. Clearly, I wouldn't pick the same freaking person as you. Second team I played for, leaving just before they won a premiership, was the St. George Illawarra Dragons. How have you not picked this bloke already?
God, what?
Jeez Louise.
He's a winger, played for Brisbane and St. George.
He's not your typical winger.
God. The only people that come to mind.
He's still in the game. Does a bit of radio.
Wendell Sailor.
Yeah, Big Dell.
Oh, wow. He did not even come into it.
But he's a dual bloody international.
Yeah, wow. No, I know, but I don't think of him in his union days. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, I probably should have got that a bit sooner. Yeah, definitely.
That's all right. I thought I'd give you the easier layup at the end with involved in radio.
Yeah, sort of. Then he sort of.
He's one of my favorites. I love Big Dell. I know he's very polarizing. I know people don't like him. I like Big Dell.
Yeah, he's good. With Gus Wallen and
he's good on the radio too. Actually, I
think it's called Rush Hour. I think
yeah, but he often has he's got little stories and he sees it from a different perspective and stuff. I like him. Anyway, there you go. Big Dell. I'll have another one for you next week.
Beautiful. Thank you. I like these. Gets your brain ticking. That's good. Mate, now let's move on straight on to probably our last topic of the evening. This one will be,
Let's do it.
We say it's going to be a little bit shorter, but
it never is.
That it always goes to 45 to 50 minutes. Mate, kicking off, obviously, ANZAC tomorrow. They've actually changed it up to the 3 games instead of the 2, with splitting one of the matchups with obviously how Storm would always versus the Warriors. That's been split. Pardon me. So we move on to the first one there with the Warriors versus the Gold Coast Titans over in New Zealand. It's about time they had one on Anzac Day. I think
they ever played in New Zealand, or is it always Melbourne?
It's always Melbourne. I
Okay.
wish it was Melbourne, New Zealand, Melbourne, New Zealand. I wish it
Would make sense to me.
went in turns. So yeah, but no, it's good.
Like it.
As much as I like Titans, sort of they've been moving forward. I think Anzac Day, New Zealand. I think the only sensible one is the Warriors.
The Warriors, mate. And I think after losing to the Dragons last week, they'll be giving themselves a big kick up the arse,
100%.
going, that was disgusting. Not to put the Dragons down, but the Warriors should have been beating the Dragons. And they should have expected to beat the Dragons. The Titans might, I think coming close is not enough for them to get any confidence out of it. I think they'll
No.
still be going in a little bit worried and more of a, come on guys, we've got to get it done, rather than we played really well last week, let's go again. So yeah, I'll be going the Warriors, and I foresee the Warriors winning quite easily tomorrow. We changed the camera. I see the Warriors winning quite easily tomorrow. 2
Yeah,
o'clock. Does that mean they're playing at what? Probably 4 or 5 o'clock their time.
4 o'clock.
Suits the Warriors even better.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you, mate. Warriors 13 plus, and actually my lock of the week is DWZ anytime try. I think that'd be a pretty good.
Should I
pretty
bring
good
him
bet
into
there.
my super coach this week?
I brought him in last week, mate.
I
So
think his BE is a bit high, but you think he's I think he'll probably score some points tomorrow.
yeah,
Should I bring him in?
I'm VCing him. So
Okay. I might bring him in then. I've
then,
got
mate,
Chance. Although Johnson, has he got an injury?
he's playing though.
Okay. Because I'm a bit worried about having him in my super coach team.
I think they sort of want to rest him a little bit soon, but not tomorrow.
I got him in Hines. So it doesn't really matter. Anyway, okay. Next game.
Then, mate, moving on to your St George Dragons versus Sydney Roosters, the traditional Anzac Day clash out at Allianz. Tell you what, when you look at these teams, there's one team that's been winning and one team that's been losing, and the losing side is the favourite. And I think I don't know how these teams aren't $1.90 each at least, mate. I think your Dragons win.
Yep.
I'm actually tipping them this week, even though I said I tipped them last week and I didn't.
Yeah, the Dragons.
Mate, I don't know. What do you think?
Mate, we said it before we recorded. The Dragons at $2.60, mate. So the Chooks have just lost Daniel Tupou and Victor Radley. I think overnight, maybe yesterday, maybe today. Victor Radley was probably one of their best players last week.
All year, I think. All year.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're probably right. And yeah, look, I'm going the Dragons, and I will not say the Dragons if I don't think they're going to win. I'll definitely say that the other team. I honestly think coming off the back of last week, beating the Warriors, who they weren't supposed to beat, going into Anzac Day, I think Flano gets it. Flano will be pumping the boys up. Ravalawa was out, but Bird comes back in. Tuipulotu didn't play too bad last week for his first game in the Red V. Zach goes to the wing next to Birdie. He's been playing good. You said before, like, he's just having a field day at the moment. I honestly think the Dragons win comfortably.
Dragons win. I won't say they win comfortably because I know I'll say that and then.
I reckon they might win by 8 or 10 or more.
Dragons win. That's
Okay.
fine. I'll take a 1-point win from them. Mate, then moving on to another new Anzac tradition there, the Melbourne Storm versus South Sydney Rabbitohs. I think the NRL looked at this and said it would have been a good idea. It looked good on paper, but with how that form has come in to real life, pretty bad. Melbourne Storm, not much to talk about this. I think Storm win easy.
This game, like you said, in 2023, with Jack White coming over, playing with Latrell, Cody Walker, and Lachlan Ilias in the halves. You got Cam Murray, you got Damien Cook. That sounds great in 2023. And then you've seen what the Bunnies have done at the start of this year, or not done, and you'd almost be going far out. What a dud! Because down in Melbourne, you're going to get no South supporters.
Yep.
Surely, you're going to get just the Storm supporters. You're probably not going to pack out the stadium, and Storm are going to win by 100. It's going to be again.
And Rabbitohs have never won in Melbourne.
Like, to be honest, at 7:50 tomorrow night, I know it's on Channel 9, but am I watching it?
I watched the first half.
Yeah, you know what? The first half, because it's going to finish at 10. It's going to be a long day because I'll be up at 4 tomorrow for the dawn service. By the time 8:30 rolls around, I'm probably had enough. So, yeah, it's probably a bit of a dud game. Storm by 1,000,000.
Yep, agree. Mate, and moving on to the standalone game on the Friday night, the Manly Sea Eagles versus the Parramatta Eels. I think it's another one really we don't have to talk too much about. I think Manly win and win comfortably, especially after last week's performance by Parramatta and then Manly scoring 34 points. I think it's just going to be too much for them.
I feel for Ethan Sanders. He's making his NRL debut off the back of an absolute thrashing.
Yep.
Who was in the 6?
It was so RC is on the extended bench, mate. Brad
So
can't
did
make
he get dropped? Is that all that is?
I think so.
Oh, that for me is I'm shitting myself if I'm Ethan Sanders. I'm like, great, Dejan Arce just got dropped.
Yeah,
I got to come in after they got thrashed.
Right?
Yeah,
they wait too long to blood these guys, and Ethan Sanders has signed a 4-year deal with Canberra Raiders during the week.
Perfect.
So, and now it's amazing that happens, and now he's playing. He's not backflipping on it. He's going for a reason. Brad Arthur is one of the most over fucking rated coaches in the world. He's done absolutely nothing at Parramatta, right? He's done nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
He's led them to a false grand final. I said that they weren't good enough, and they got absolutely hammered by the
Penrith. They got towed up. Yep.
And other than that, he's done fuck all. But they keep backing him, and I'm going to keep backing him because you're going to keep getting fucking shit from him. I know a good Parramatta supporter, and he wants his team gutted. He wants them all gone. He's sick of it. So
let's just have a look. If they lose this week, they stay on 6 points. The Knights have got to win, and the Rabbitohs have got to win to overtake them, which probably won't happen. But they stay at 14th. If they lose this week, they stay at 14th. Again, round 8, you need to start bloody winning.
Yep.
Oh, good luck. Seagulls, easy.
Yep. But then one of 2 games on Saturday out at Campbelltown Sports Stadium with the West Tigers versus the Brisbane Broncos. This is another one. Some of these games we don't really have to talk about too much this week. I think Brisbane 13 plus.
It only goes one way. It's that's going to be disappointing for all the locals. I won't. You know what? If it was against a different team and the Tigers were a half a chance, I probably would half think about going because I actually liked the other day going with the Dragons. But against the Broncos, I'm not going to watch the game for them to get whacked.
Well, mate, I actually went out there on the Saturday night and watched the soccer there. Actually, they had the Sydney FC versus Macarthur Bulls.
Yep.
So it's actually not. It does need a revamp though, because.
Did you sit in the stands?
Yeah, we did, and they're not good.
Oh,
they're small. They're small.
Yeah, right.
But even you can see the ground obviously because it wasn't packed. But I don't know. It just looks so small. You know what I mean?
But it's just a little suburban stadium. It's nice.
Yeah. I think it does need a bit of work as well, though. If they want to go there full time, yeah, they're
Well,
going to have to.
I guess they'll get an extra game there instead of Leichhardt, won't they?
I think they want to take a bit more there.
Yeah.
But
But again, I am more than willing, as a Dragons fan, I am more than willing to actually go to Campbelltown Stadium. It was nice. Yeah, I took the kids the other day. I went with my wife, I went with my mum and dad. It was nice. We sat on the hill. I would get seated tickets next time, I will admit, only for the view. They're probably not that great, but I would go there. But I'm not going there to watch them
not
get beaten
not
by
for
the
this.
Broncos. That's
Yeah,
whoever does the draw. You got to pick someone who's just middle of the table so that they're half a chance. Don't pick the Broncos. Like the Broncos just freaking come second last year.
yeah.
Pick the Dragons, pick the Raiders, even pick the Sharks. Sharky supporters coming from Cronulla. It's not too far.
No.
You know what I mean? Like pick Penrith even. At least you'd get Penrith supporters that would come to Campbelltown. It's only 30, 40
Out of
minutes
the
away.
west, out west.
Yeah, like that's shit from the draw because there's not many Broncos supporters down here.
No.
Yeah, Broncos
Mate,
by heaps.
yeah. Moving on to the next one. I think this is going to be another easy game. North Queensland Cowboys versus Penrith Panthers up in Townsville. But if the Cowboys dish up what they did last week, Penrith will do a bigger number on
Yeah.
them.
See,
Nathan Cleary back.
Cleary back, and I think the stats. I saw something. The stats would suggest that Cleary over the last couple of years when he's come back from injury, if you think Supercoach points as well, but usually goes really well. So I think it'll be a not quite a bloodbath, but I think the Panthers will do it easy.
Yeah, definitely. Mate, then moving on to the first game of the Sunday, the Dolphins versus Knights. Newcastle Knights, obviously no Ponga. Still no Hammer for the Dolphins, but I think I don't think without Ponga, I don't think the Knights are going to be there. So yeah, I know they are debuting the young fullback, David Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose there's big raps on him.
Dane Gagai named as captain. That surprises me.
I
Anyway,
thought
sorry.
Brady. I thought
Sorry to
Brady.
cut you off.
But mate, I think it's the Dolphins up at Suncorp. Sorry, I think Dolphins play like they did last year, last week, or even half they
Dolphins.
did. I think they win. Dolphins.
Dolphins easy. I honestly think the Knights are nothing without Ponga. They rely on him so much. I think just to take the tough carries to make something happen, to get the loose ball, to rev them up. I think they rely on him far too much, and the Dolphins will carve up.
Yeah, sweet, mate. And rounding up the round, Canberra Raiders versus the Cronulla Sharks down at GIO.
This
Mate,
is the one the Sharks can lose.
100%. I was about to say I would not be surprised if we lost. I know we're on the top of the ladder, but last time we versed these guys 3 weeks ago, whatever, we let them get an 18-0 lead. I don't think they would let that lead slip down in Canberra. I think it's going to be one of the better games of the round. I think my Sharkies get the job done, but
Talk to me about Daniel Atkinson.
maybe signed him 2 years ago from somewhere in Queensland, one of the Queensland teams. He's had a little bit of go at fullback. He actually was named in 14 jersey when we versed him 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it might be a little bit of a trial and error with his 6 jersey. It was always going to be out of him or Dykes.
Okay.
And obviously they've gone, what, we'll give Atkinson the first go and see what happens. I think he's good.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see because I think he's a bit more like Lyons, a bit more of a get the ball, run. He's not sort of that settle the team down. And
so Trindle has been doing a lot of the kicking of late.
yeah.
Do you think that'll be Atkinson's role? Control the kicking, or do you think that might go to Hines this week?
Not quite sure.
Okay, thanks for your insight. No worries. That's courtesy of
I
Ace
haven't really
Gutters,
had
everybody.
I haven't had that much of a look at him in New South Wales Cup, so I sort of don't know how he plays
That's okay. You don't have to know everything.
exactly.
You could have just made something up for the battlers.
Oh, I'm not going to lie to my people.
Canberra have got all those young guns that they were playing in those trial games. So it's probably worth, it's probably a good thing that they did do that. They've got Chevy Stewart, Ethan Strange, and KO Weeks all playing this week. So, that was sort of those young blokes that they thought were going to have to play are now all playing. So be interesting to see how they all go together. But anyway,
I understand.
I'll go the Sharks. I think the Sharks will just nudge them out down in
Yeah,
Canberra.
I'll go to Sharks as well. And then obviously, like we said, the Bulldogs on the bye will needed 2 points to keep pushing them up the ladder.
Yep, very good. Anzac Day tomorrow, mate. You up for the service?
I'm not, unfortunately. I'll be missing this one this year. I've got golf at 7:20, so
That's
I didn't
right.
know how I
do.
would go if I got up, and then I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep. And I might,
That's okay.
but no.
Good luck at golf, mate. You
Thank
and Beach, Big Beach.
Yep,
Good
yep.
luck.
Two ball Ambros.
Love to see you win.
Would be nice. You go
Hopefully,
in Cairns?
yeah, I'm gonna go to the dawn service. I'll go down there with the school kids. I'll probably duck down to the march as well. I'll take my kids down to the march. We didn't go last year, so
Okay.
they might like bit of noise and bit of fun. So that'll be right.
Yep.
But yeah, hope everyone has an all right day. Obviously, it's in commemoration of those who have served. So I think it's a pretty important day. I got the Anzac Day jersey behind me. Yeah, I think take some time tomorrow, battlers, or today. I'll release this for Anzac Day morning. Take some time and reflect and have a good day and play some 2-up if you got 2-up wherever you are.
Exactly right. With some money.
I might need to get some cash out. Nah,
Yeah.
I'll probably
Responsibly.
Heads them up. Head them up, spinner.
Oh,
Head them up, spinner. You're a Talser. You're a
I'm a
Talser. You and Brian. You and Uncle.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Richard Bland again. Hope he goes well at LIV this weekend. Hope everyone has a good week, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you.